did it. Yes. Cameras, lights. Lights, camera, action.
All right. Call the meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming to this evening's Planning Commission meeting. Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Yes. Baker. Bilk.
Here.
Cox.
Here.
Razan. Hutchinson. Mendoza Bach.
Here.
Hyatt. Here. Upholzer.
Here.
Wood.
All right. Could use a motion to excuse absent members?
Motion to excuse.
Got a motion accepted. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right. Moving on, public comments on matters on the agenda. Any comments from the public? Going once, going twice? All right, moving along. Need a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, that passes as well. Looking for an approval for the previous meeting minutes, the minutes of September 17th, 2024.
Motion to approve the meeting.
Got a motion? Need a second?
I'll second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that carries as well. I don't believe we have any correspondence to acknowledge, so we'll pass on that. And now looking for public comment on matters that are not on the agenda. Any public comment on that? All right, hearing none, I don't believe we have any unfinished business. Is there any new business? All right, I think we do have one postponed referred item. That's the sign review for the Gibraltar self-storage. Jane, you want to give us some comments on that?
Yes, so we did receive a revised application that includes a lighthouse icon or illustration on the left portion of the sign before the text. It did increase the size of the sign just slightly. It still complies with the overall allowed square footage. They did not shift anything in terms of the placement on the building, so the clearance below the sign is still 9 feet, 3 inches. So it's up to your discussion regarding the nautical theme and that clearance issue, but they did come back with the addition of a lighthouse in the logo.
How big of an issue is the clearance?
As we discussed at the last meeting, there are no windows below the sign. There's no entrance below the sign. Where the sign is placed on the building is, cinder block. So the intention of the zoning ordinance with the clearance is really to provide for enough space for a door or windows. I professionally don't think that there's a large issue with this kind of shift down the building, especially given how tall the building is. It would be basically right at the roof line if they were to go up any further to meet that 10-foot clearance. So the 7-inch deviation is obviously up to your discretion, but that would be my professional opinion.
Yeah, I went and looked at the building and stuff and looked at the drawings.
Turn your microphone on.
Yeah, I would motion to approve it.
Okay, got a motion to approve?
When I'm looking at this, they have the nautical theme, but is there enough contrast in the colors to actually be able to notice it if you're far away? Because when I look at that sign, yeah, technically it's there, but what you see is this overpowering number and we're open kind of signs. You don't really see the nautical thing.
It is the same height as the letter. I mean, I don't know if,
I mean, but it's the contrast. It's the contrast of the colors. What you see is the white you see the white against the blue, so it sticks out, yes, this is our number in big, you know, you're not gonna miss that number, but you might miss the nautical theme, because there's no contrast there. Not enough to really stick out. I mean, I thought the purpose was so that it looks nautical. It technically, okay, they get the check mark because they did add it, but does it actually look nautical at a distance?
Yeah, I
You
can
see this,
I can
wow,
see
we're
what you're saying.
open. We're open, 24-hour access. You see all this kind of stuff, but you have to really look to see the nautical.
I'll read the definition provided by the zoning ordinance. It says, "For the purposes of this chapter, a nautical theme shall be interpreted as a style of design that resembles or makes reference to boating or yachting-related activities, accessories, water sports, and other concepts typical of waterfront community and activities."
It is a lighthouse, which is nautical, and
Yeah, I mean, technically, they checked off the
Right.
box, but does that look good for our community? I mean, if you think it looks good for our community, then by all means, let's pass this, but does that look good for our community?
I see what you're saying now.
Yeah.
The more I look at it and see.
Where is it? Oh, yeah, okay, there it is. Yeah, they checked the box
Yeah.
off. But you still
Yeah.
don't, I mean, who's gonna actually see it?
right. So I heard a motion for this, for the approval of the sign as it is. Do you want to amend it for additional contrast with the
I don't
lighthouse?
think-
Or are you satisfied with your motion? And
Yeah, I don't think we're here to tell them what colors or what designs to put in or how to manage their sign.
Oh, but
No,
that's,
if you
but
can't
that's
see
a
the
part
nautical,
of,
that's the point.
that's a part of the nautical that Gibraltar requires, though, and I think we are in that position.
But that sign is same as other signs except the background, right? Because
Well,
the
there's no
white in the
contrast
background,
between the
that's what I mean,
nautical
it's got the white in the
background.
background, but it has the lighthouse like other lighthouses in the city. So,
Well, I'm not gonna debate comparing the signs.
Yeah.
I'm just saying on this particular sign,
Yeah.
there's no contrast. There's contrast with the number, and I know they're open, I know it's 24 hours access, you can't miss that. Can't miss the phone number. If that's how you want our signs to look, then
Yeah,
If-
that lighthouse is,
technically, they checked the box off.
Just for a point of clarification, the 24-hour access and now open, I think that was their temporary
temporary sign,
sign.
correct.
So
That goes away.
the portion that's that we're considering is actually below that photo, where there's a lighthouse in a round circle, and then it's followed by the Gibraltar self-storage in white block lettering. Just for clarification of what portion of the proposal has changed and what we're looking at for their new sign installation.
I don't see, I see they checked the box, but I don't see that as really.
the
what
lighthouse
we
is
want.
really small, and
Yeah, doesn't-
it looks insignificant.
Yeah, good point, yeah. But they checked the box, yep.
Can we make that bigger? What's the square footage allotment here?
Yeah, how much lot room do they
You
have?
have, you have 20, approximately a little less than 20 square feet left to work with, divided by both signs. So an additional 10 square feet if you're gonna have matching signs on each side.
Yeah,
And we could even make that blue and the lighthouse white to see if
Yeah,
that
that would
contrast
be a
sticks
lot,
out
that would be
more.
contrast,
Yeah,
yes.
it was just uniform with the sign was as far as we thought about it.
Okay, yeah, that sounds better.
So you're receptive to increasing the size of it slightly and putting some additional contrast into it?
if we could approve it based on the contingency that we would increase the size of the lighthouse to the maximum allotment.
And add the contrast.
building, and add contrast, flip the colors. We can send it to Jane, she could pass it to you guys if you guys are all,
Okay.
in agreement that it's not, no problem.
Does that meet your,
Yeah,
Okay.
that would,
are you good with that?
Amend the
All
motion.
right, so I heard the motion with the changes that are discussed. Do I get a second?
Second.
And any other discussion?
Oh, looks good.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, it passes. All right, I think that's it for the proposed postponed items. Moving on to the commissioner forum. Any commissioner forum items for discussion?
Yeah.
All right, we'll pass on that then. Need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
First, got a second? Got a second from down here. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, close this one out. Move it on to you, Mr. Mayor.
Short and simple.
Good evening, commission members. Just two shout outs to lead with. One is Mr. Upholzer. Thank you for serving in your capacity this evening. And Chelsea, thank you for. Members, just two shout outs to lead with. One is.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. And Chelsea, thank you for holding it down on behalf of Katie. I'd like to, since we've already done our Pledge of Allegiance, pass it to Chelsea to please call roll.
Baker. Bilk.
Here.
Cox.
Here.
Corzine. Hutchinson. Mendoza Bach.
Here.
Hyatt. Upholzer.
Here.
Wood.
Fantastic. Aligned with the previous Planning Commission forum, I'd be looking for a motion to excuse absent members.
Motion to excuse.
Is there a second? Second bit by Mendoza Bach. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Absent members excused. At this point, we'll turn over to public comment. Are there any public comments for commission this evening? That will close our public comment section. Members of public and commission members, in front of you, you will see this evening's agenda. Commission members, contained within your packet will be the appropriate details. I'd be looking for a motion to approve the agenda for Downtown Development Authority meeting this evening.
Motion to approve.
Is there a second? Second by Bilk. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Great, we have an approved agenda. That brings us to our approval of previous meeting minutes. Commission members, item A is our DDA minutes of 9/17/2024. You will find those minutes captured within your packet. We'd be looking for a motion to approve DDA minutes of 9/17/2024.
Motion to approve those minutes.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Cox. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. That will bring us to our acknowledgement of correspondence, for which we have none for you this evening. We also do not have any unfinished business to raise, unless there's any mentions by commission members. And therefore, we will focus on new business. For new business this evening, we have 4 items, items A through D. I will take them one at a time. Commission members, in your packet, let's refer you to item A. That's the approval of DDA budget for 2024 Christmas parade and tree lighting. I'm representing this on behalf of our Parks and Recreation Department this evening. For you in your packet, I defer to you to the page titled DDA Budget 2024 Christmas Parade and Tree Lighting. You will see the information received, the date of the parade and tree lighting, the time of, so the date being December 7th of 2024 and time being 5:30 p.m. This is a tree lighting, Santa, ice carving, kids games, music, fire pits, food trucks, dancing, elves, all outside. A craft show and kids craft will be inside the community center. I discussed this with our Parks and Recreation Director. You'll see the line item breakdown. Fund services, games and prizes, $1,300. Marching band donation, $250. Tents, $380. DJ techs, $350. And then the ice creation, $785. Brings a total to $1,766. I asked for the reference from last year. The amount spent last year for said festivities, or say support for the festivities, was $1,715. So we saw about a $50 increase for year-over-year cost for this activity on December 7th. Commission members, I'd be looking for a motion to approve this DDA budget 2024 Christmas parade and tree lighting in the amount of $1,766.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Upholzer. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Commission members, I'll now defer you to item B, which is awarding the bid for fireworks for our 4th of July festivities in 2025. You'll see quite a bit of information in your packet. I just encourage you to not only look for the request for bid proposals, you'll see that the show is to not exceed $15,000, aligning to the dollars spent from last year's festivities. I was informed by our Parks and Recreation Director that the recommendation is to pursue the same firework company that did our festivities last year. You'll see, just to kind of give you the granularity here, the display outline, which will be captured on the first page following the request for bid proposals, and further built on the second page. The amount of display shot count is intended to not only parallel year over year, but to ensure it does not exceed the $15,000 allocated. You'll see some answers to questions here. So the duration, for example, being 20 to 23 minutes. You'll see information on the training and other pyrotechnician background checks, notice of clearances, crew information. You'll see the shot count, which I already described, 20 to 23 minutes in total. You'll see some references or kind of commentary on 150 displays per year to municipalities and private organizations throughout Michigan. This is the same organization that serviced our last 4th of July festivities. I felt like I got quite positive feedback on that show, but I'm open to discussion that you have. And then on the next page, which would be 2 of the reference questions, you'll see, utilizing the firing system, which is remote. You'll see the certificate of insurance. You'll see the description of operations and certificate of insurance. And you'll see the agreement to hold the City of Gibraltar or the Gibraltar School District harmless from any injury or damages resulting from the display. And you'll see the perimeter security provision to ensure that bystanders are not within danger zone. Obviously, supplements our police and fire department response for this festivity. So just want to make sure you had all the information there. I'll give you a minute to flick through if you haven't already a chance to review in detail. But we'd be looking to award the bid for fireworks for 4th of July 2025 as outlined in your packet for an amount not to exceed up to $15,000 to Great Lakes Fireworks with the information supporting.
So that amount is 1248,
It's, yes, that's the figure, and
the total, so it's under the 15.
exactly. Now, as you see, the display proposed is basically based on the not to exceed $15,000. So I can flag that for our department head, Parks and Recreation Director Goris, to make sure that we're aligning to that financial proposal in your packet, and if there's anything that's proposed to change, that we do so. I will say, I was privy to some of the emails, I think, that came through, and I know there was a lot of bookings for other organizations, so there is, I would say, a time sensitivity to make sure we lock in this display if we think it's the right display for us here in the City of Gibraltar. But if there's any questions, I'm glad to follow up and make sure the commission receives any information you feel is not present.
I will make a motion to approve the bid as proposed.
Motion by Commissioner Upholzer, support, and all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we'll make sure that communication takes place according to your carried motion. The next item, similar trend here I want you to consider. So item C, you'll see, similar to the previous discussion for item B, you'll see there are requests for the bid proposals related to the porta-johns. That's captured in item C as a rental. You'll see the description here, so 1, 2, and 3, 2 porta potty rentals. We see the 13 to be delivered, obviously, for the sake of 4th of July, July 2nd through July 5th. And then you'll see the handicap porta-john for similar dates and requirements as item number 2. You'll see, that was the request for bid. You'll see Scotty's Potties has put forth their proposal here. You'll see that reflected in items 1 through 3 in their proposal. I've been assured that this Scotty's Potties is an organization we've worked with. Number 1, number 2, similar in cost, but you'll notice that there's actually a less of a duration of presence. Therefore, you'll see that reflected if you were to compare it to previous years. But I'm glad to take any questions back to Parks and Recreation Director if you'd want any clarifications. But our Parks and Recreation Director is looking for a motion to award the bid to Scotty's Potties for the amount detailed in your packet.
I'll motion to approve it.
I will second it.
All right, we have a motion and we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, Commission, that motion's carried. The last item for you under new business is item D. Similar in structure, this is to award bid for tent and stage rental related to 4th of July 2025. In front of you, you'll see the request for bid proposals. 5 items. You'll see 1 and 2 in the 2 different dimensions of tents, one with sides, one without sides. You'll see 300 chairs. You'll see 38 8-foot folding tables, and then you'll see the stage, approximately 16 feet by 24 feet, including legs, stairs, and skirting. You'll see the delivery and setup on July 2nd, obviously the presence during the festivities, the removal on July 5th. You'll see that this cost includes erecting and removing said items. And so in front of you, you will see, again, similar theme here, same company, deluxe tents and events, similar amount to what we had spent last year. Again, keeping in mind the timing considerations that I detailed in the last bid item. And you'll see that broken down in the 2 pages captured, with the total amount being $3,276.30. So our Parks and Recreation Director is looking for a motion for item D to award the bid for tent and stage rentals for our 4th of July 2025 festivities.
I will make that motion to approve.
We have a motion. Do we have a second for that motion?
Support.
Support. Ladies first, up to you what you captured there. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion is carried. Commission members, thank you for the review of items A through D. Was there any specific follow-ups outside of just making sure we clarify the dollar amount for the fireworks relative to the not to exceed amount? Any other questions you have you want me to take back to Parks and Recreation? Okay, that closes our new business. I don't have any items, nor am I aware of any items for the DDA Director's Report.
Do we have a new one? I think I'd heard that there's someone's hired for that.
Yeah, so,
Background you can share with us on who that is and?
yeah, so, and Councilman Cox, now Commission Member Cox can also speak to anything on this topic. Simply put, Michael Blackburn is our city administrator who was motioned at last night's meeting. We had discussed some specifics of the contract agreement, but conditional of the parties agreeing and executing that agreement based on the discussion last night. The start date's proposed as October 21st. And then that individual, we're going to work on an onboarding package with council and department heads and make sure they gear up to be a participant in their capacity, assuming that's the direction we maintain. So 21st, you'll see it come through council level at that point in time, and then obviously we'd like to roll that into your November and beyond commission meetings.
Do you have any background on what, about him himself, where
Yeah.
he's coming from? And
Yeah, absolutely. So coming from Dearborn Heights, most recently has had an extensive amount of experience. Most simple way to think about it is a extensive amount of experience in the DBW vertical. So everything from foreman to supervisor, has an S1 water license, which is a water license that we currently pay for via our engineering firm, but brings deep and wide infrastructure expertise. In the interview questions, we're quite methodical on like translatability to the city administrator role. We have 18 duties of a city administrator listed in our charter. Seem to be a relative experienced individual when it comes to process and procedure, accountability for workflow processes, deep dive in expenditures and oversight in said expenditures, obviously experience in interfacing with municipal government personnel in a longstanding capacity, albeit primarily focused on DPW. Obviously brings a different geography experience than Gibraltar, but seemed to have a good pulse on the community, at least from an outsider initially point of view. And I think with our strategic need in DPW amongst other areas, infrastructure obviously being a high priority, water being a high priority we discussed last evening, I'm excited for the opportunity to have him on board, and pending the execution of the agreement aligned, we'll have October 21st being the start date. Councilman Cox, anything you'd like to add?
I think you filled it all out right there.
Cool.
Good.
But it's a good call out, and that was going to be something that I wanted to close with, tabled and referred items. But before we get to the latter agenda items, one thing that I was going to do for commission members is a couple things today. One was to send you the updates as discussed and approved by council around our resident survey. For those that tuned in the council meeting last night, you would have heard that we had about 414 responses to our survey. The survey had questions like what's missing, amongst many other broader questions surveying our residents. I think a lot of that data is directly applicable to your capacity as a commission member. So I'm going to follow up with that. You'll see that come through. I would say, beyond that, we look at the resident survey as one example, but I will make sure, for the sake of background and for the welcomed introduction that I hope you all have with Mr. Blackburn, I'll make sure to pass along his resume and any other information related to the interview process. The interviews were recorded and publicly available if you want to deep dive on it, but I'll just give you a little bit of flavor of on-paper experience that we received as we considered candidates. Any other comments on DDA's director report? Any table and referred items? Because I'm seeing none of them. So with that, I just want to thank commission members again. Thank you for serving in that capacity this evening. Chelsea, thank you for being here. For all of you, thank you for your service to the community. And I'd be looking for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hope you all have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much.
Will be opposed. No one will be opposed.
Stay here for a while.
This was a quiet meeting compared to last time. Miller time.
It's good seeing you.
Yes, good to see you. Until next month.
Absolutely.